Okay, you're a cop standing on that highway, and you see this. What kind of report do you fill out?
There is an octopus driving the truck headed for us.
I saw somebody driving nobody.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
It's from
I love how
Abbott and
it's just
Costello
the way
meet
that
the Invisible Man.
the way that they're all just treating it like a normal kind of crime. It kind of reminds me of The Nightmare Before Christmas when Jack Skellington causes all the terror in the town and they bring in the military to shoot him down. That kind of made me think of that.
If they arrested them, would they do like a, the taking a picture of like them at a prison, like, especially because.
And then he'll probably be a hexapus.
Taking pictures, of them when they.
So
we just saw Finding Dory, of course.
Yeah.
Hopefully this video makes it. But yeah,
seriously.
We just saw Finding Dory, and
it
was so amazing.
I want to say I did not want this to be a movie. Like I thought, Finding Nemo is okay on its own as a standalone.
I do agree with that, but at the same time.
But now that I've seen this, oh my God, this is an amazing film, and I'm really glad I saw this film.
Another thing too is when I was watching the first one, I actually know there was that one scene where Dory's like, where she's like, I lost my family, or wait, she actually. So there was a scene like, oh, okay, actually now it kind of makes sense why there should be a sequel. But yeah, because that's actually kind of I'm kind of at the same time I was kind of mixed, but at the same time, like, if they are going to continue it, this might be actually a good way to continue it. And I think in a way, I'm probably going to get a lot of flack for saying this, but I actually thought this was better than the original, actually. For me, anyways. I know a lot of people I know some people are probably going to go, blasphemy! Get out don't talk ever again! We don't want to hear you, or something like that, but I don't know, I thought this was actually a lot better than the first one.
I haven't seen the first one. I haven't seen Finding Nemo in ages. I think I really should.
That's why I'm glad I rewatched it so I could remember.
This was a huge. Not only did it have really feels moments, like Baby Dory on her own. It's like, oh my.
I know, especially because I wasn't suspecting it to be so, because the review I saw of this movie said he liked it, but the parts where you're supposed to feel feels weren't that great or something. But I didn't agree with that. I thought there were really good feeling moments in this, or whatever. I thought they were really good, like sad, whatever. The moments were really good.
This had both feel moments and laugh out loud. Really funny.
Yeah, it was really clever.
Like, too. I thought they were going to be some of the very stupid jokes,
And I also want to say this. Ellen DeGeneres is the only one who should ever play Dory.
Yes.
If you're planning a third one, and I don't know if Ellen DeGeneres dies somehow, like she gets in a car accident or something, just give up on a third movie without her.
It was like Heath Ledger playing the Joker.
I know, that's why I'm just like, everyone's already like, oh, but Jared Leto won't be Heath Ledger, but at least he'll be good. I'm like, no, Jared Leto's gonna suck compared to Heath. But yeah, it's kind of like that, or like. Another person I'm still kind of having trouble deciding, like, is Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. I don't know if someone else could play Wolverine as well as Hugh Jackman has.
It's like, it's those roles that really make, definitely.
Yeah, it's one of those.
And Albert Brooks as Marlin
is pretty good too. Yeah.
Yeah,
he's great.
You really, going into this I really didn't know how they were going to utilize Marlin and Nemo, but they did an amazing job with these. I thought, they were there. It's like, they were there in the first movie and have to have them in this movie, But
yeah, they helped.
Yeah, but they at least, they weren't going to be there. Like, they were going to be there for 2 minutes and they're going to just say, we were in the first movie, now we have to be in this movie. But they were utilized fully in this one. And I think Nemo is a little more flushed out in this one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
emo. Well, actually, I think the person, especially I think who's been is Dory. I think Dory, we really get to see because like Dory in the first one, she was good, but she was still just kind of the forgetful person who kind of forgot a lot. In this one, you actually kind of see that she's actually kind of smart. She's kind of she was kind of in a way, I guess she was my favorite character in the first one, but she's definitely in this one.
It does
too.
explain where her knowledge of all this sea life comes from.
Yeah.
That she grew up in a that she.
That's how she could read too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
She grew up
right.
in an aquarium. It kind of explains
Yeah.
A
how she
lot
could
of
read.
the stuff from the first one is explained in this.
There's a
I
lot of
guess
cool
that's
stuff.
true.
Because that's what I feel about this. That's why probably one reason why I like this one, because it feels like the first one, like this one kind of fills out a lot of stuff the first one had, because the first one still had a lot of stuff that made me kind of go, not when I was a kid. Well, of course, when I saw Finding Nemo as a kid, I didn't notice any of that stuff, but when I rewatched it, I was just kind of like, there's a lot of stuff I felt that there were probably, this movie kind of filled in the right way, of course, not like something like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre at the beginning where they need to explain why this one character had lost his teeth or something like that. Like, I don't care about that. That's not important to me. But they found a way to, in a way, I felt that.
Wait, who played Nemo? Did anyone remember?
Hayden Rollins.
Hayden Rollins in this one. The other one was some other guy who couldn't voice him anymore because, of course, he's an adult now, probably. Because it's 1 year later from the first movie, but for us, for the actual time, it's been UK Pop.
It's been like, what, 8
Yeah,
years?
It's 13.
Oh,
So Pop, you haven't
Yeah,
said much of anything.
really.
What do you want to say about you think of this movie?
It sucked. I'm trolling you guys. I really liked it.
I kind of saw that.
Yeah.
You really did? Did you?
Yeah, I
Every-
did. So,
every joke hit. Like there was no joke in this movie where I
So
where I
since you've
groaned.
probably rewatched the first movie recently.
yeah, I
what
did.
you-
The
do you
day
think-
before yesterday.
Which one do you think is better? This one or
Probably the first one. This one I think was just about as good as a sequel to the movie get. The funny thing is, when I was a young kid, I always thought of like that line you mentioned from the first movie where she's like, I forget things almost instantly. It runs in my family. Oh, I mean, at least I think it does. Where are they anyway?
Yeah.
And actually, it turns out she was wrong about that.
Yeah.
And so I always thought as a kid there
That's
should be a
because short-term
yeah, you
memory
know, it's
loss
not like
is not
yeah, it's
a hereditary thing.
yeah, and so I always thought as a kid there should be a sequel about Dory trying to find her parents and therefore getting her memory back. Lo and behold, that's the premise of the movie.
Yeah,
And,
you called that one.
Yeah, and I, when I heard the title, I was like, yep, that's what it's gonna be because it's about hearing just the title, Finding Dory, you think it's gonna be like Marlin and Nemo trying to find her. That's kind of what it is, but I think the title more has to do with Dory finding herself. So like you guys said, yeah, there's a lot of great feels moments, a lot of great jokes. The only one that kind of missed for me was the one near the beginning where Dory's trying to help Mr. Ray, and it's that kind of joke where a kid asks, where do we come from? And Dory starts to explain, well, when two fish love each other, gets cut off. That's kind of a joke that we've seen many times.
Yeah. Well, I know, but I
That's-
thought they did it in a way that kind of was like, I mean, I saw it coming, but I felt it was fine. But I don't know. I think I don't think it's not just that I felt the movie filled in. Like I didn't feel that the first movie felt incomplete or something. I felt the first movie was fine. I'm just saying that I don't know. I just felt this movie was more fun for me. I felt, especially because Dory. I think for me, I like Dory a lot better than Marlin. Not saying Marlin's bad. Marlin's fine. I really like Marlin.
I will.
I gotta add now that you mentioned that, you know, I always liked Dory like a million times more than Marlin when I was a kid. The scene in this movie where Dory, Nemo, and Marlin are swimming through the pipes and Marlin says like all that fun we had, the jumping on jellyfish and also finding my son, that all happened because of you. That scene right there was like childhood therapy because when I was a kid, Marlin made me so mad. The reason is because when Marlin starts to tell the story during the trip to find Nemo in the first movie, he's telling the young turtles about all the stuff that he and Dory went through, except he doesn't mention Dory at all, and the story gets across the sea like Marlin did that all by himself. And so that made me really mad when I was a kid. I felt really sorry for Dory. Not only did he not mention her at all, but she couldn't even remember that she
I
helped
kind
him.
of want to mention this story goes all over the sea, and these two Blue Tang, Dory's parents, don't even hear about it.
Well, it
Well,
looks like they were kind of living by themselves.
That's true.
Well, anyway, they might have heard about it.
Yeah.
I mean, they wouldn't. I
Like-
mean,
like he
because
said, he never mentioned Dory in the story though. They
That's-
only
Yeah.
mentioned him. But yeah, I understand what you're. I still don't. I never thought that at all. That
Okay.
Marlon was being
But-
that way. But
it was that kind of
I
thing
like
when justice wasn't done in movies. That was the kind of thing that always made me mad when I was a kid. Like, say if the villain was making the good guy look like he did something that he didn't do when he gets punished. That was the kind of thing that really made me want to see the bad guy get his comeuppance. So
yeah, I think Marlon.
I have
think
to say,
my
I
favorite.
love-
I think my favorite like. Oh, sorry, John, you go.
I love how this keeps the overall theme of the original movie, and that's really
Finding family and all that.
yeah.
But yeah, I think I still like Marlon that he still has flaws and stuff. Like he's not just like because of his first adventure, he's perfect. Like, oh, I know everything now.
Also-
he still has some flaws about him that he has to get over.
I have
Everyone
to
does.
say, I don't know if any of you noticed this, but the movie cuts off right. The final scene is the exact same spot where the first movie begins. It's the
It kind of
same
is.
area.
although we don't see that anemone that Marlin and Coral were living in.
Yeah.
That's because the drop off wasn't where it started. It started off. Oh wait, no, it did because that's why he was so scared about his son going to the drop off because that's where his wife died. I think.
And all the other eggs were eaten.
Yeah.
But that is so brilliant.
Yeah, but it was cool. Though, yeah.
So
and
I
no,
think-
not only it's him. It's him coming to terms with this.
I gotta say, if I had to pick my favorite characters from this movie, though, it would be Dory, of course, and there'd be the octopus.
Hank,
I forgot it,
yeah.
Hank.
Hank.
And then I also really loved the Destiny. She was great too, and even the sperm whale, voiced by Ty Sheridan, was great too.
beluga whale.
Beluga.
Beluga.
Yeah. Sperm whales are much bigger.
Sorry, did I say sperm? I got messed up, but yeah, it's Beluga whale. He was great too. I think they were probably my favorite. I called them the Dory gang. Because they were the ones that were mostly hanging out with
The
Dory.
otters.
The otter were cute too. You're the cuddle scene.
Yeah.
They go. It's like no. It's like they hear. Oh, we need something. People like seeing some. And Dory's going through all this.
Yeah.
And when she says cute, the otters are like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Dory as a fry was really adorable too.
You know what's
Adorable.
actually really cool about this?
Although
you always see these movies like in Fear, there's that line from Fast and Furious 6. We do what we do best. We improvise. Dory improvises this entire movie, and you actually get to see how the process plays out. Like, because in most movies where they say that, you just kind of see them do something, and it's like, oh, okay, they improvise. But in this, you actually get to see how it happens. Like Dory's like, oh, I know what to do. Like she's kind of improvising this whole thing, and she's doing it. It's like, I don't know the way she's like. I love that. Like
Maybe
has a
that's
whole
where
speech.
all her brain power goes. Instead of memory, it's going to.
Moments because
Figure this out.
because all she has is moments. She only has because she forgets, so all she has are moments. And that's why like I love that speech about how plans suck because she never has any plans. It kind of reminds me of Joker's speech from Dark Knight, how he's basically fooling everyone because he doesn't have plans. He just takes their plans and puts it. It kind of reminds me of that speech, kind of. Except not evilish.
I have to say though, regarding Dory as a fry, based on the readings that I did when I was a kid after seeing Finding Nemo, I know that blue tankfish start out yellow when they're fry. I mean, come on, Pixar, you can put in little details like that in a movie where fish have eyelids.
They forgot the whole clownfish changing sexes. I think we can forgive them this time.
Yeah, they also forgot.
You didn't know that, did you? Clownfish are hermaphrodites.
Yeah.
They also forgot the another thing a fish can't just go into like another water area like instantly. That's why like if you get like a fish from like a store, you have to put them in a bag first and then put them over the tank before you let them in. So
There's a moment where Dory, Marlin, and Nemo end up in a like one of those rolling mop bins full of water.
Yeah, that's why there's a really funny joke from The Simpsons where Homer takes these fish and he puts them in a tank, but you're not supposed to do it because it's not like the right water. So just and he keeps like takes the level them out and he puts them like halfway. Good enough. the water thing, but yeah.
Okay.
But you just gotta forget stuff like that because it's an animated fun movie with fun stuff. So
Yeah.
So I
But
think
this is from a company that's really deep. Do you remember Lion King? They had the entire animated team go to the zoo and watch these animals.
Yeah.
And for Zootopia as well. Yeah. And to have them drop the ball on this.
Well, they don't need to, like I said, it's just for this. They don't have to like. That's just for mimic, like in The Secret Life of Pets. There's that one scene where I noticed that they actually got actual dog's movements when the main dog, Max, I think his name is.
Yeah.
Yeah, where he notices like, oh, she's gonna be so upset when she's gone. Or you can see his ears kind of go down, and then when he like realizes he's gonna move out, and he gets his ears pop up. Like that's something dogs do when they're sad. Their ears kind of go low, and then when they're happy, their ears kind of go up. It kind of they just mostly just to study their movements, so they know what the animals like, how they move and stuff, so they can animate that right or whatever. It's not like about realism, like. I can't survive off this cliff. I can't survive falling on that cliff or something.
So I think what really makes this movie interesting is all those scenes where things happen. Dory might hear like a certain sound or a certain phrase, and it like triggers another memory. Yeah. So yeah, I thought that was
yeah, because it's a mystery. It's kind of you're kind of, as much as she's going to find herself and her parents, you're also kind of following her along on this mystery, trying to figure out what happened to her parents.
And the twist to her home took place in that biology park thing.
The
institute,
with Sigourney Weaver.
With Sigourney Weaver as
this was teased as having Sigourney Weaver be fully animated, and that's just it's like nope. Also, the whole people believing this was the first lesbian couple in a Disney film. Nah.
Yeah, come on, really? Just because one of them has short hair?
Really? I thought it was because they were pushing around. They had a kid with them.
No. That stroller was moving on its own. Remember?
Oh yeah.
And they had a kid with them. Please, my mom and aunt took me. My mom.
They didn't have a kid with them. There was just the two of them standing there, and yeah, I will clear that up for you right now. If that kind of thing if that's concerning you right now, if you haven't heard the news, they're just two women in the park. So, it's really funny. Ellen DeGeneres did kind of make a joke. I will tell you, there is a transgender stingray in this movie. It's a stingray that becomes Sting Rhonda. Yeah.
Oh, actually, that reminds me. You know how Mr. Ray is always like, he's got a song for like everything. Apparently, that's according to the species, because when we see this whole migration, they're all singing.
Yeah.
I guess if I had a problem, I felt it would have been nice to see some other characters. Like we only get cameos by some, like the fish who help Nemo get out of the tank or whatever.
And Bruce. I kind of missed Bruce.
Yeah.
And the other two sharks.
It would have been nice to see the three sharks.
Chum and Anchor.
Yeah, to see the other. And then also, I think, but other than that, I felt Crush was in there long enough. Like, I felt if he was too much, it would have been a little annoying or something like that. Like, I felt he had a long enough cameo there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think kind of what makes Finding Nemo better, in my opinion, is how enormous the scale of Finding Nemo was. I remember being in the theater the first time I saw it, I felt like the size of the ocean when Marlin goes to the surface to try and see the boat around there. Being a kid, I really felt like, wow, that's huge. I can see no land anywhere. And so here, it doesn't feel as big because most of it is in that biology institute. It's like the reef, the current with Crush, and then they're there.
I want to.
Well, then the stuff where they're out.
Visuals
after the stuff after.
Actually, I gotta note
visuals are beautiful. Like the drop off. My God, that is the most. Like,
So,
I can't even describe it. It's
actually,
that
we
beautiful.
actually kind of forgot to mention this, but I think we should talk about the short that's before this. There's a little short. What did you guys think of the short?
It was
Before
okay.
It was cute.
I liked it. I really liked it.
I actually thought that it was live action at first.
Yeah.
I thought it's definitely one of the. I mean, not saying I liked. I mean, I liked the short in front of. Was there a short in front of Zootopia?
No, I think that's
there
usually
wasn't.
just for Pixar films.
Well, no, Walt Disney does too. They have remember Big Short, Big Hero 6 had like the Mickey one where he kept going in between like the black and white, the old classic like black and white regular. There's others too.
I never
can't
saw
remember all
Big
of them,
Hero
but
6.
Frozen
I
had
kinda
one
want
too. But yeah, they usually do. It's just I think Zootopia didn't. But like the last Pixar film, The Good Dinosaur had a really cool short at the front, but then I remember Inside Out had a really bad one with volcanoes that I thought was terrible.
I didn't like that one.
It was just,
I
especially because they
kind of-
used a lot of shots, but yeah, I thought this short was actually really good, and
Yeah.
even like the last one from The Good Dinosaur, the one with the Indian kid, was kind of cool.
I still want to see more of the ones that they did that was just all about slapstick. My favorite short films from Pixar are For the Birds from Monsters Inc.
Yeah.
and Presto from WALL-E.
Yeah, Presto was pretty good. I also like One Man Band, that was cute.
Oh yeah, one man band.
What was another? I liked this one. I know about. I'm trying to remember. There was another one that I really liked. But anyways, yeah, it was cute. It was about like this little bird trying to get food or something like that.
Then there was Lifted, the one with Ratatouille, about an alien trying to do his abduction test.
Yeah, it was cute. I also really liked the one. Was it the one at the beginning of The Incredibles with the
Bounden.
Bounden? That was a good one.
One with the
especially 'cause
jackalope.
The guy who wrote that, the guy who wrote the song and who voiced a lot of the characters and did the animation, he's actually a really cool guy. He did a lot of stuff, even for like Sesame Street and a bunch of other cool stuff. He's an interesting person. That's why I kind of like that one a bit.
Yeah.
Bounden, that was a cool one.
Back to the animation, I have to note, the animation here looks exactly the same as that of Finding Nemo. And the reason I'm noting that is because
It was from the same director.
Well, yeah. The reason that I'm noting that, though, is because with, like, Monsters University, the animation looked slightly more cartoony than that of Monsters, Inc. Although there were definitely some great shots in there, like when Mike and Sully were sitting by the river at night. But still, it looks... it's just as... It's completely consistent with the first one.
Out of all the sequels sequels, prequels, this, I mean, how many have there been? Like,
well, there was Toy Story 2 and 3, Cars 2, Monsters U, and then we got a few more. Next year we're gonna have Cars 3. The following year, Toy Story 4, and then Incredibles 2.
That's the one I've actually been looking forward to. Incredibles 2.
Everyone's been looking forward to Incredibles 2.
But that's the last one that's coming out. That's like
2019, yeah.
that's the
Still
last
ways away.
Pixar?
No, that's the last Pixar movie that's been announced so far.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because Pixar,
It's kind of hard to. It's kind of hard to count Finding Dory as one of the best Pixar movies because there have been 17 of these movies right now, and like 12 of them could be called one of Pixar's best.
I definitely think this is definitely one of the best because, like I said, I like this one a lot. I'm not saying I thought the first one's bad. I'm just saying I thought this one was a lot better. So for me, this is definitely up there.
Yeah, there are too many though. I mean, all the Toy Stories, Finding Nemo, Monsters Inc., The Incredibles, and
WALL-E.
Cars.
WALL-E.
Yes, WALL-E.
WALL-E's way better than Cars.
Yeah, WALL-E is better than Cars.
I mean, I like the first
Probably.
Cars. I like the first Cars, but the second one, and I kind of enjoyed the second one. But
Yeah.
I personally, I don't hate any of the Pixar films. I even like some of the ones people don't like that much, like Brave. I like Brave a lot,
Really?
actually. I thought it was.
I never saw
I think
Brave.
at worst, Pixar is okay. Brave, Good Dinosaur, and Monsters U are the ones that are
Oh, I love
okay in
Monsters
my
U.
opinion.
Just because the ending, I love the ending to Monsters U. That one's
I
like.
did not like
It was a great
Cars.
ending, but I was kind of disappointed by the premise of Monsters U. Finding Dory, I think, made excellent use of being like a follow-up to the first one. Monsters University, when I heard that there was going to be another Monsters movie, I thought there's great potential there. What's going to happen with Boo and Sully, and then it turns out to be a prequel about Mike and Sully's college years.
Well,
Did we really need that?
Well, the thing I liked about it was I liked.
Okay, we're getting off topic. Let's go back.
I actually felt that. Well, we're still talking about Pixar films, but I felt that the other characters that of their nerd house actually felt kind of added a lot more to their their dynamic actually. Also, I really liked because it actually showed you why Mike and Sully were a great team, because Mike was so smart and he knew how to get scary stuff. Like in the first one, it wasn't really explained. It was just kind of like, oh, Sully's just kind of a monster who yells at people or something like that. But then the second one's like, oh, because Mike is smart because he actually teaches them how to be scary in a way. I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, but we already see that in the first movie.
No, like I said, we don't, because Mike is just kind of running around trying to get a door, and all we really see of why Sully is scary is because he roars at people or something like that. When University actually, the way it's done in a way that, anyways, let's, like you said, we should move
Although
on.
when I first saw the trailer for Monsters U, I identified a mistake automatically because it's about Mike and Sully meeting in their college years. And I always recalled the line from Monsters, Inc. when Mike says to Sully, "You've been jealous of my good looks since the 4th grade, pal."
Yeah.
That?
After Pixar realized their mistake, after the movie came out, they announced, okay, since the 4th grade is a monster term, he means, like, for a long time, you've been jealous of me.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's cute. But anyways, yeah, I really like this movie.
So, you know, I also have to add, there's a lot of, there are a few atmospheric scenes in this movie, like when the other blue tangs inform, you might think this is kind of a spoiler. It kind of, well, should I get into it? Okay, well, it's just a scene where you can really feel the loneliness that Dory's feeling, and she's just kind of wandering around the sea, just thinking to herself, what would I do?
Yeah, I love the first person shot from Dory when he shows her perspective and she falls.
Yeah.
That was really cool too.
Yeah.
I forgot about that scene, but
Yeah.
I also love the otters played by Idris Elba. And I think, was it Dominic Cooper who was the other one? I saw his name. I don't remember who he voiced, but
You actually,
no,
that,
the sea
that-
lion.
yeah.
The sea lion.
Yeah, they were funny.
You know, that really goofy-looking sea lion that kept trying to get on their rock, that's the second character in this universe that's named Gerald, because there was a pelican in the first movie named Gerald.
Oh, yeah, that one pelican played by Jeffrey.
We were
Rush.
that close to having a movie where 2 characters just have the same name.
Yeah.
Well, of course, there was like a Horton, here's a Who.
Yeah.
Vlad. I know 2 Vlads. Is it the bad Vlad or the bunny Vlad that makes the cookies? Oh yeah, sure, Horton. See, she's sending you a bunny with cookies. I think we can assume it's the bad Vlad. Yeah, that's a good call.
I like that movie. Cute.
Okay, so...
But yeah, maybe we should wrap this up, or do you guys have anything?
Well, I have 2 problems to address. One, I did really like the final scene of this movie. You know, on the edge of the reef on the drop off, but I kind of feel like there should have been more of a moment with Dory and spoiler alert. Just go here when if you haven't seen the movie. I feel like there should have been more of a moment with Dory and her parents when they're on the reef.
Yeah, I felt it was
Which
fine.
actually is exactly that was exactly the same quibble I had with the ending of Land Before Time 14. After Littlefoot saves his dad, there should have been more of a moment between the 2 of them.
If you didn't like that, you're not gonna. John's trying to make you watch Wolf Children. I felt there was something there. I felt there was a lot left out of Wolf Children actually, for me.
Yeah.
But
and then the other thing, the after credits scene of this movie makes 0 sense. It's
kind of weird.
Yeah.
But that didn't bug me. It was just kind of cute.
Yeah.
It was cute.
I was kind of expecting it because in the credits you see the voice actors for Gil, Bubbles, Jacques, and the rest of the Tank Gang listed, and so you're like, they were never in the movie. Where are they? Okay, there must be an after credit scene.
Yeah,
and
when
then
I saw that name, I instantly knew, there's an after credit sequence.
Yeah, this makes no sense. We see them appear at the Biology Institute, like, still in the ocean, and they're still in their bags, and it's 1 year after the end of the first movie. Like, their bags are filled with barf. Yeah, they would... Their oxygen would have run out if not that, they would have suffocated in their own waste, as Gurgle says in the first movie. And they had nothing to eat.
Yeah, they would. Like, this is a triple threat here.
Yeah, and so then
and yet
and so
they're
they
still
get
alive.
picked. Yeah, they get picked up and they get taken into the institute, and then it's over. Which maybe is building up a 3rd movie, perhaps.
What would that?
Finding the tank gang.
Finding
No,
Bill.
no. Or maybe finding Marlin. Who knows?
Yeah.
Finding.
We find out that his wife is not dead after all.
Yeah, finding
Yeah.
Marlin's dead wife. Finding a zombie.
or he suddenly wants revenge on the Barracuda.
Okay.
Come back here, you overgrown.
But yeah, I don't know.
All right, well-
Finding Barracuda. There we go.
Finding Barracuda.
It's just
That
just
sounds
Marlin
like
walking with like a spear.
That sounds like an episode of Deadliest Catch.
But yeah, I also want to mention I like Thomas Newman. He comes back to do the music from the first one. I really like.
I actually do like the new music. Yeah.
Yeah, he does a good job. I think he's probably one of my favorite people with the score nowadays.
Yeah. Although one thing with the soundtrack, it's a hilarious scene where Hank drives the truck off of the cliff, and it's a slow-mo of all the fish being free. They're flying out slowly into the ocean. The only thing about that is just that it's accompanied by "What a Wonderful World."
Yeah, that was cute.
By Louis
When I
Armstrong.
hear songs like that, or "Staying Alive," or like "Born to Be Wild," I just kind of like, really, that song again? It's yeah.
It doesn't bug me. I thought it worked for what was going on. I thought it was cute.
Yeah.
That doesn't bug me. Staying Alive would have been kind of that. I think Staying Alive probably would have ruined the scene for me. I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I mean, I like that song fine, but it's just like
Actually, "Born to Be Wild" might have worked.
it would have been kind of weird.
Okay.
It's
well,
probably-
I think because Wonderful would work because it was kind of a slow motion scene. It was
Yeah.
like, dude, it
Mhm.
wouldn't have really worked
All right.
with the upbeat song. But so
All
let's get through this, I guess.
Okay. Anything else to add?
Nope.
All right.
Not really.
I got nothing.
So, yeah, go watch it. It's kind of between this and Zootopia right now for best animated film of the year. I think I'm probably gonna have to go with Zootopia. Yeah, well. But I'm gonna give it an A-.
I'm giving this sucker an A.
An A. That's your
Okay.
giving it. No, that's not my grade. I'm just saying he's giving it an A. But yeah, do you have anything else to add besides just A? Or
No, I mean I think I've explained
well,
blamed my.
well, I'm saying
enough.
just clarify. But yeah, this movie's really good. For me, it's better than the first one. I just felt it was more fun for me, I guess,
Yeah.
the way it was. But yeah, I'm actually gonna. This is probably one of my favorite films of the year. I'm gonna give this one an A+. I
All
really
right.
liked it, and I really suggest you go see it. Like we were when we were talking about Central Intelligence. Like, if you have to see one movie this weekend, see Finding Dory.
Yeah, make Central Intelligence a rental.
Yeah,
So on the
it's-
pop meter, the Finding Nemo, I would place at 92%. This one I would place at 83%. Pretty close.
But yeah, I think it's really good. See it, A+.
All right. So we do have a new trailer for a new Disney movie called Moana.
Moana, but there was another trailer. There's a couple of trailers we didn't talk about yet. I think
We got a new Ice Age collision course.
no, that was the same one we talked about. That
No. This one actually has like missing links between dinosaurs and birds. That was kind of funny. And although I'm still questioning why in that trailer are they using the song "Ceiling Can't Hold Us." I don't get it.
It's just I can't hold this by Macklemore and Ryan Lewis.
Yeah.
I don't mind. It's not that I hate that song. I like it. It's just that the problem is that that song is something people use in trailers. Like, I'm not one of those people who like that song is like so 90s or something. But that I'm kind of agree with someone who would say that. It's kind of like that's a song that people were playing when it was popular. That's it feels like Ice Age is kind of behind the times. Like, this song was popular with the kiddies a while ago or something.
Yeah.
It just, I don't know. I'm still not impressed with that movie. But there was another one too. There was another anime, something I think we saw. Pretty sure there was something like
Nothing
early
really new. I mean, we got Secret Life of Pets again. Laughed for the 25th time at the poodle rocking out.
Yeah. Why? Why? How is that still funny?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, we got MoMA,
Okay.
the new
Right.
new Disney animated film, which is going to be like
This
kind of-
seemed more like a teaser.
Yeah.
use a
than an
teaser
actual
trailer with
trailer.
The Rock. The Rock is
Yeah.
the Dwayne Johnson. The
demigod.
Rock is going to
Yeah.
be as the demigod guy, and then what's her name?
Maui.
The new girl. She's new.
Um,
It looks good. It
yeah.
looks. I like what I see so far.
Yeah, I do.
I'm
I
gonna
mean,
guess-
Disney has like another big winning streak this decade, from Tangled to Zootopia. So All right, so next week we're going to get into, we're going to be more thrilled by the ocean because next week we got The Shallows. Looking forward to that. And we've also got Independence Day Resurgence. And
Tremor is the water version, as I like to call it.
Yeah. And Free State of Jones. And also Swiss Army Man. Well, I'll probably be seeing that at Lincoln Square by myself. I would take you guys to Lincoln Square to see something that's not in many other theaters. It's just that parking is expensive.
Well, it's free on the weekends.
Really?
Yeah, it's free on the weekends. It's always the parking garage is always free on the weekends. You can just go in.
Right. So if Remember the Goal is playing there, we'll definitely go there.
What's Remember the Goal?
It's the new Cristiano Brothers movie.
I'll probably won't see
The
that one,
makers of like Hey Scotty, Jesus man. Yeah. So I'm looking for. You've seen any of Cinema Snob's stuff? He reviewed a lot of the Cristiano Brothers movies. They have really cheesy Christian movies. The only other one that's come to theaters was A Matter of Faith, and that one was horrible. So we got a lot next week.